Today is Yom HaShoah Gevurah. It's the day we recall the Holocaust and the heroism. Why is it that we take time every year to reflect on an event that happened some time ago? We do this, of course, to remember, to mourn, to honor, and also to learn from history. We learn also not to lose faith. Hannah Senesh didn't. We think of her now, as well as all who perished. They are forever in our hearts.
שלא ייגמר לעולם החול והים רשרוש של המים ברק השמיים צפירת האדם החול והים רשרוש של המים רק השמיים תפילת האדם.
מודים אנחנו לך שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו לעולם ועד. מודים אנחנו לך צור חיינו מגן ישנו אתה הוא לדור ודור. מודים אנחנו לך לעולם ועד. For the sun that rises in the east, for the seas that roar a prayer, for the stillness of a snowfall, for a breath of autumn air, for the grasp within my fingers, for a mind that makes me whole, for the voice that God has given me to speak the truth within my soul. Modim אנחנו לך, modim אנחנו לך, modim אנחנו לך לעולם ועד. ועל ניסך שבכל יום עמנו, שבכל יום עמנו. ועל נפלותיך וטובותיך ערב ובוקר וצהריים. For the laughter of the children, for the way they greet the day with their endless stream of questions, they remind us how to play. And for the ones we call beloved, who take away our fear, I am here. Modim אנחנו לך, modim אנחנו לך, modim אנחנו לך, לעולם ועד. סור חיינו, מגן ישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. מודים אנחנו לך, לעולם ועד. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, לדורותם ברית עולם. Between me and the people of Israel, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, לדורותם ברית עולם.
ביום השביעי שבת
Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, la la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Olam chassidei baneh, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Olam chassidei yibaneh, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Olam chassidei yibaneh, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Olam chassidei Ya la 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 la, ya la la la. I will build this world. I will build this world from love. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la. And you must build. And you must build this world from love. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la. And if we build this world from love, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, then God will build this world from love. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Olam chassidei baneh, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Olam chassidei baneh, ya la 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 la, ya la la la.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to Congregation Micah. My name is Philip Rice. They do call me Rabbi Flip. And that is Cantor Josh Goldberg. And I'm going to start with a story. Apparently, in 1948, a third-generation master soap maker from a German Jewish soap-making family officially founded Dr. Bonner's Soap. Some of you know this. Emanuel Bronner was the one who used the labels on his superb ecological soaps to spread this message that we need to realize our unity across religious and ethnic divides. We are all one, he proclaimed. Now, this family-owned run business, Dr. Bonner's, honors its sort of founder's vision by continuing to make socially and environmentally responsible products, and by dedicating some of their profits to help make the world better. Well, one Shabbat afternoon, a young Emanuel Bronner, as lore has it, was walking along with his rabbi, and Emanuel the soap maker said to the rabbi, "What good really is Judaism after thousands of years of teaching about goodness and truth and justice and peace? The study of Torah, all the fine ideals of the prophets. Look at all the trouble and misery in the world. If Judaism is so wonderful, if it's so true, Why should this be so? And the rabbi said nothing. And they continued walking on this Shabbos afternoon. And then the rabbi noticed a child who was playing in the gutter. And the child was filthy. And the rabbi said, look at this child. You say that soap makes people clean. But look at the dirt of the youngster. What good is soap? All the soap in the world. The child is still filthy. I wonder if soap is any use at all. And Emanuel Bronner, the soap maker, protested and said, Rabbi, soap doesn't do any good unless it's used. Ah, said the rabbi, so it is with Judaism. It isn't effective unless it is used. So tonight, we here at Micah are going to both learn and teach how we use our Jewish principles. We're going to put some action into our being social. And that is largely because of our partnering organizations and the leadership of our education director, Julie Greenberg. Clap now. Keep it going for 7th grader teacher par excellence, Rachel Kenyon, and especially the students of our J-Lab Religious School 7th grade class. Yes. See, they're clapping for you already. You haven't even done anything yet. Well, you've done stuff. Yeah, so we're going to have them bring an awareness to certain causes, sort of in an effort to bring order to this chaotic world and to spread that justice and that peace and that light, because that is how our story begins at the very beginning, with bringing light to darkness. And tomorrow this room will be shining because of one Mr. Alex Krakauer, who sits with his family in the front row. No need to be nervous. You're good at this. I helped train you. We're going to invite Mark and Maria, and Madeline will take you to come up to kindle our Sabbath lights, bringing light to the world.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La la la. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav V'tzivanu lehadlik ner Tzivanu lehadlik ner V'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 la
So we Jewish people are taught to believe in angels, and we even believe that angels can take human form. So Martin Buber once said, when people come to you for help, do not turn them off with pious words saying something like, have faith, put your troubles in God. Act instead as if there was no God, as though there was only one person in the whole world who could help, only you. So what we think here at Micah, what it means to be a mensch is to be an angel, to be a Jew who spreads peace like the Sabbath angels. We sing words of peace to those Sabbath angels now.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Ayon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Borechem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שלום עליכם, שלום עליכם, מלכי השרת, מלכי יום, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלכי השלום, מלכי יום, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שלום עליכם, שלום עליכם, מלכי השרת, מלכי היום, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלכי השלום, מלכי יום, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שלום עליכם, שלום עליכם, מלכי השרת, מלכי יום, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
I sort of think this happened last week. A lot of people, pretty good energy. Y'all are still a little flat. So that's okay. Before we get to the Hatzi Kaddish and Alex here amazes us with the holiness, we're going to take a breath. We're going to try something else. I'm prepared because this happened last week. We're going to try reading. It's in English. Everybody's going to read with me. It's meant to inspire us. Are you ready? We cannot merely pray to God to end war. The world was made in a way that we must find our own path of peace within ourselves and within our neighbor. We cannot merely pray to God to root out prejudice, for we already have good in all people if we would only use them rightly. We cannot merely pray to God to end starvation, for we already have the resources with which we need the entire world if we would only use them wisely. We cannot merely pray to God to end despair, for we already have the power to clear away slums and give hope if we could only use our power justly. We cannot merely pray to God to end disease, for we already have great minds with which to search for cures and healings if we would only use them constructively. Therefore, we pray instead for strength, determination, and willpower. We're going to invite everyone to please rise. Alex is going to come forward and leads us in the words of Hatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadav yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra chirute, v'yamlich malchute, b'chaychon uvyomechon, uv'chayedecho bet Yisrael, b'gala uvizman kariv, v'meru amen, Yehi shmei Rabbah. mevorach. Leolam ulal me'almaya. Yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach. Vit pa'ar v'troman v'naseh. Vit hadar v'tale v'talal. Shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran belma v'meru. Amen.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayers? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
So I'm going to ask if, right here, with sort of calling upon God's attention, does justice ever actually burn inside of you? Like, can you think of a time that you personally even felt slighted? And then, does love, like real love, ever like evoke something in you, like the willingness to make a sacrifice? And do you believe that in the end, that truth and righteousness can really win, right? Like it has a real shot, because only then is it worth beginning to try to change the world. And only then will this divine purpose and this gift of Torah really enter your hearts. Sing with us for it.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadta. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadta. Al kein Adonai Elohim בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת when we lie down when we rise up this joy will last forever when we lie down when we rise up this joy will last forever forever אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Shem Kevod Malchuto לעולם ועד.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים
לאלוהיכם
אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים
להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
So it's true that we are often too weak to stop injustices. But we can at the very least, protest against them. And it is no doubt true that we are often to put ourselves to eliminate all of hunger. But in feeding one child, we can begin a campaign against malnutrition. And it's no doubt true that we are often sort of powerless if we were to try to take on all the guards of all the political prisons in the world. But in offering our solidarity to one prisoner, we denounce all tormentors. Recently, our people, the Jewish people, gathered worldwide to tell the greatest story ever told. A story of liberation, a story of hope, a story of courage and freedom in which miracles of inspiration are celebrated. And it's no doubt true that even after that, the world is yet to be at peace. But in singing this song of redemption, we at least express our desire for its possibilities.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Let's try that together, just on ya la. 2, 3. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha, mi chamocha, ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha, nedar b'kodesh. Norat tehilot, osei fele, norat tehilot, osei fele. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Malchutecha ra'u panecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe ze Eli anu ve'ameru Adonai meloch le'olam ba'ed. Yalalai, let's hear you all. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. One more time. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Okay, everybody maybe take a deep breath. Alex, let's go off the cuff a little bit. Join me. Raise your hand if you're here for Alex.
All right, at least those people clap. Clap for this. Look at this kid. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. When's your actual birthday? April 1st, so you had it already. I happen to know, I don't like to embarrass anyone, but it's Pam Simmons' birthday today, isn't it? Happy birthday, Pam. You don't have to, you want to come up? You kind of do, you don't want to come up, all right. Anybody else celebrating something like a birthday or an anniversary? What do you got? You got a birthday, Judy? Come over here, please.
Hey.
You stand right there. You'll look tall. You got one too? Eve, all right, just come on. Just feel part of the blessing. You're like our poster child. You made our blast because of your demonstrating. It's perfect. You got one too? Coming on down. See, now the energy is building. Here's what we do is for people who are unaware and visiting us, we like to share a little bit in the happy things that are going on in our community. So if you're not having a great week or something heavy is going on, you can still see that happy things are happening in the world. You can sort of tap into that energy. And so it's not just birthdays, anniversaries. You got an anniversary? Okay, well, you don't want to come up for it? Come up for it. All right. Babies we love. Do you have a picture? Can you hold up your phone or something? I'm just kidding. It's fine. What else you got? What do you got, Avery? Yeah? Okay, come on up for that. Just come. Yeah, no, come. See how it's working? People are going, oh. Anybody make a long journey and survive? So who came the furthest? Okay, that's far. That's cross country. Can you beat cross country? Anyone? No? Massachusetts. All y'all are going to have a great time. How does that sound from Massachusetts? What? Okay, that's cool. So we're celebrating babies and births and certainly brit mitzvah, we like to say, becoming an adult. And birthdays, celebrating those times, and certainly when we meet the person that we love and we get to spend so much time. Oh, okay, all right, now we've got like too many things fitting into our joy. I'm just happy that we have 7th graders in the house. Look at them. You're going to hear from them shortly. Yeah. So here's what we say. Eloheinu v'Avoteinu v'Imotenu. We ask this great presence in the universe who blessed our ancestors before us with smechot, with happy times. Continue to bring simcha, joy into your lives and into all of the lives of our community and the people that surround us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shechachiyanu v'kiyumanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Everybody says,
Amen.
We thank this power that created us and that helps us along the way and that makes us arrive at special times. Okay, we got a happy song. You want to stay for the song? You're going to start to feel like dancing. You may want to sing. You may want to sit. Your choice, folks.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקורא עונג שבת מקדשי שבי שבת כולם ישבעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת קורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת קורא עונג שבת ובשביעי רצית בו וקידשו שבת חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת זכר למעשה בראשית שבת זכר למעשה בראשית שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
Alex is helping. He's going to lower our lights, create a little ambiance for our tefillah, our central prayer. I'm going to invite you all to please rise. Alex, we need you to come lead us in chanting.
Adonai sifatai tifta ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avil V'Maot, U'Mevi Gola Lifnei V'Nechem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshe u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Tzrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol atah Rav l'Choshia,
Morid hata
Mechalkel Chaim b'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishene afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, Umijo melach, Melech memit, Umechayeh, Umatmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך הסלע ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We always take a few moments for our own silent thoughts and prayers, and when you are done, you may be seated. When most of us are seated, we'll sing together again.
Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav. Ki ata hu melech adon, melech adon, lechol ha-shalom. Ki ata הוא מלך אדון, הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב, שלום רב, שלום רב על ישראל עמך. שלום רב, שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך, בשלומך. שלום רב, שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב, שלום רב.
Thank you, Ken or Josh. Part of how this community thing works is we not only revel in the joy of the simchas, the happy things, but we also are a place where we can express our concerns and our fears. And there seems to be a lot to be afraid of. Anyway, we always get to this point in our service and think about the people who are in need of prayers the most, people who are not well. The names in front of me include Elizabeth Dunn and Hannah Grimes, and Steve Heyman and John Mitchell, Michael Davidson, Sally Wolkoff, Louis Goldstein, Karen Aronowitz, Sam Nickel, Hillary Weinstein. Those are just the names that I have, and those are the people who are probably lying on a bed of pain, but I look around the room and I see Tricia, and I think still of the Blumenthal and Saperstein families, feeling the pain, the sting of loss, and others, people you may know of, or situations, families that are in need of a prayer for healing. And so if you're thinking of someone, we invite you to say those names aloud. שבירך אבותינו ואימותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, שרה, רבקה, רחל ולאה, הוא יברך את החולים. מי שבירך אבותינו ואימותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, שרה, רבקה, רחל ולאה, הוא יברך את החולים.
הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליהם הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליהם מי שברך אבותינו ואמותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב שרה רבקה רחל ולאה יברך את החולים רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף השתה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ונאמר שברך אבותינו ואמותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב שרה רבקה רחל ולאה הוא יברך את החולים ונאמר אמן ונאמר אמן
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Before there was this thing called COVID, there was this thing called smallpox. Highly contagious, deadly disease. It affected people for probably, I don't know, hundreds, maybe thousands of years. It caused fever and vomiting, a rash that could cover almost your entire body. It resulted often in scarring, blindness. Smallpox killed millions of people every year. And those who survived really, they were often left with severe physical and emotional scars. In the 18th century, the practice of inoculation was introduced, where a person would be deliberately infected with a mild form of the smallpox to build immunity to the disease. And the practice was, somewhat effective. It also carried the risk of causing more severe forms of smallpox. And then in the 19th and 20th centuries, researchers began to work on developing a vaccine for smallpox. And over the next 2 centuries, the smallpox vaccine was refined and it was improved. And efforts were focused on vaccinating people all around the world. Sounds familiar, right? And the World Health Organization launched a global campaign to eradicate smallpox in the late 60s. And over the next 2 decades, teams of health workers traveled to every corner of the world to vaccinate people and track down cases of the disease. Their efforts paid off. In 1980, the World Health Organization declared smallpox eradicated. I don't know, it was probably the first and only time in history human disease had been eradicated by humans. Because of the efforts
of, I'm sure, countless researchers and healthcare workers and volunteers around the world, smallpox was no longer a threat to us or to human health. And I'm sharing this story with you because the eradication of smallpox is a powerful reminder of what can be achieved when people come together to tackle a common problem. It's really a testament to the power of science and innovation and cooperation, a reminder that with hard work and determination, we can improve the world in ways we never thought possible, even if it takes a long time. So there was this phrase, remember this? Think globally, but act locally. And so for a snapshot of how we're gonna do that, I'm gonna invite forward Rachel Kenyon, who's been spearheading social action here at MICA for hundreds of years, no, as well as elsewhere, and has taught really in our J-Lab school since, well, longer than me. And she's a model for our kids in our community. And Rachel, the pulpit is yours. Clap now. She doesn't like it.
Shabbat Shalom. I do not like it. This is the only reason that I like to get up in front of everybody is because I think this is so important. At the beginning of the school year, I work with the 7th grade at MICA, which is such an honor. And at the beginning of the school year this year, we were doing one of our early lessons, and it had to do with change. And I start to talk about the idea of advocacy and finding the things in the world that bother you that you'd like to change. And at some point, I said, we're really counting on this next generation. And one of the students this year looked at me straight up and just said, "Thanks a lot, no pressure." And I felt bad because I think they're hearing that a lot. I feel like they're hearing a lot that maybe my generation hasn't done all of the right things, and we're now leaning on them to do it. But one of the things we also talk about is that we hear this in Judaism: it is not your responsibility to finish all the work, but you are required to participate. And I always say to the kids, you are needed to participate. We are leaning on you to participate. It's not, if you don't, we're in trouble. And I think that's one of the messages they want to give to you guys tonight, is that they need you to participate in the work that they've done this year, and they continue to do. I always say, I grew up in a theater family, and if you're a theater goer, you might know this. People who go to the theater as children grow up to be theater goers. And if you don't ever go to the theater as a kid, you're hard pressed to get that adult to go to the theater. I think it's the same thing with this kind of work. And this is on my mind tonight because both of my kids are here that have both grown up through MICA. And Zach went to Honduras during his years here at MICA, and through a MICA connection did that trip. And when the pandemic was winding down, he said, when are we going again? And that wouldn't have been the response had he not been a kid who did stuff like that. Danny came up through MICA doing social work and being a leader in the youth group here and doing projects. And when she was married and settled in and rolling in her adult life, she sought out, what am I gonna do? What's my place gonna be for helping my community? And she found the Special Olympics, and she works with them every week. And so if these kids that are doing this right now, y'all, they're gonna do it as adults because they did it in this community with Congregation MICA, and it's more powerful than I think that they realize right now, because every single one of them is making a difference. So I just love y'all so much. You guys are amazing. With no further ado, 3 groups are gonna come up. They're gonna talk to you a little bit about the charities. They do, this year at 7th grade, they get to choose what they want to do to advocate for. So they step it up from being like a tzedakah, give money every week, to learning about an organization, learning about change and what that takes, and going out and advocating for change. So you all can come on up and advocate. You all can come together if you want, and you know your order, and that's it. Here they are, MICA's Congregation 7th grade.
Who doesn't love a dog? What about a horse, or a donkey, or an emu, or a pig? I'm Violet.
And I'm Alex.
The rest of our group isn't here today, Peyton, Libby, and Arthur, and we have chosen to support the Gentle Barn. The Gentle Barn is an organization that works every day to create a better world for animals and for us. Animals support us in so many ways. They feed us, they help with our land, and they boost the economy. They are also natural nurturers and healers. These animals support us, and we owe it to them to treat them with compassion and love. This past Sunday, we visited the Gentle Barn, and we got to meet Lily, she's a pig, and Lolly, she's a goat with wheels, and Maybelle, the cow, a loving mom, and we met a lot more.
We learned how animals are treated in some factories and how each has his or her own story. This visit made us want to help even more. You can go too. Just check out their website for information on Sunday visits. You haven't lived until you hugged a cow. Anyways, we are collecting towels, blankets, and sheets through April. They can already be used. One of Judaism's main morals is giving back. That's why we give tzedakah, right? And how about treating animals with respect and dignity? Pretty sure we have some serious commandments about that. Well, we need to give back to the animals too. So let's get together and support the Gentle Barn.
Raise your hand if you've ever been excited for summer break. Well, for some kids, summer break means no guaranteed lunch for 2.5 months. Hi, I'm Eli.
I'm Molly.
I'm Seth.
We are here today to represent Community Achieves in the program at Wright Middle School. Community Achieves is a Metro Nashville public school initiative that links students and families to desperately needed resources. Yes, desperately needed.
Resources like food, warm clothing, personal hygiene items, and also school supplies, tutoring, mentorship, and emotional support. Public schools are funding in large part by property taxes in that neighborhood. So, for example, if the homes in a neighborhood are in higher value, the taxes are higher. Now, think about neighborhoods where the home values are low, where everything is a rental or the majority of the community is working at or below the poverty line.
That means less money for the school. These schools don't have the same funding as those in other areas, so how are these kids supposed to change the tide? How do we expect kids to focus on growth when they're worried about things like food insecurity and lack of everyday needs? A huge part of Judaism is to give and to donate. We are asking for school supplies, non-perishable food items, and hygiene products. Let's fill the shelves at one Nashville school and make a difference for a lot of futures. Thank you so much. We can't wait to support our local schools with your donations.
Statistic number 1. The world generates 300 million tons of plastic waste a year.
Statistic number 2. The U.S. produces 42 million metric tons of plastic every year, the highest in the world.
Statistic number 3. More than 8 million tons of plastic enter the oceans every year.
Statistic number 4. Plastic set to release more GHG emissions in the U.S. than coal by 2030. We're going to stop there, but believe me, we could go on and on. I'm Pierre.
And I'm Aton.
And we are representatives for the Plastic Pollution Coalition. And we are asking every single one of you to help us get plastic out of our world and out of our oceans. If you got snacks before you came into the service, think of the plastic plates, utensils, and cups you used to hold the delicious food and beverages you just ate. Think about how many times you have carelessly used a plastic bag from Target just because you forgot or didn't have a reusable bag. Think about the little plastic bags you use for produce at the grocery store and all the plastic bags at the checkout lane. Almost all of that plastic ends up in our ocean. And it is estimated that every minute, 2 garbage trucks of plastic are dumped into our oceans.
But there is good news. We can prevent this pollution. We can save these animals. It's simple, really. When it's at all possible, just don't choose plastic. Too simple to be effective?
Absolutely not.
What do you think? Can you commit to being the solution instead of the pollution? It is estimated that by the year 2050, we will either have fixed climate change or it will be too late for humanity. Remember, plastic is not your pal.
Cannot thank our 7th graders enough for doing what they do. We really appreciate it. A round of applause for that program. You can sit, unless you love it up here. What's the matter? You can sit. We got a song. Celebrates the world.
It's a little Burt Bacharach in honor of our amazing 7th graders. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. The world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
If they don't mind standing and coming up here, we're going to ask Bonnie and Michael Berkowitz to make their way up onto the pulpit. They are the designers of our ark doors. That's pretty cool that they're busy. Yeah, you can clap for them. The Averys aren't sure what to do. You can come too, Averys, if you really want to. We're going to invite the community, if they're able and it's not difficult, to please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We remain standing here at the end of our service to pay tribute to all those people that still touch our lives through their spirits and their memories. Our community continues to mourn for Rudy Saperstein, June Landsberg Weinberg, Marilyn Brenda Otis, Marcia Bella, Evelyn Dickhouse, Hallie Scruggs, William Kinney, Cynthia Peak, Catherine Kuntz, Mike Hill, all of the Covenant School, Stephen Bender, Janet Wallach, Sonia Gitchner, Scott Peters, Henry Krakauer, Lynn Davidson, Avi Poster, Wayne Ritt, Jacqueline Glassner, Elizabeth Betty McDonald, Julie Babbitt Kinsley, Stephen Harold Biller, David Samuel Lashansky, Dewey Simpson, Paul Richter, Burton Barnett, James Tom Ward Thomas, Nancy Jean Riss, Irving Lloyd Greenberg, Thomas Glynn, Zelda Escrow, and B.B. Weinstein. I do believe also that Sam Nickel has passed. We recall on the anniversaries of their deaths David B. Farber, Dr. Harry Roback, Gail Rabin, Joanne Cohn, Joel Middleberg, Madeline Rigby, Melissa Harmon Lane, Ruth S. Carr, Ryan Scott Small, Walter Krathmauer, William Michael Foley, and William Roth. If there's any names I've neglected to mention or ones you'd like to say aloud. We invite you to join us in Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomachon uv'chayei dekol beit Yisrael,
ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mavarach le'alam ulalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. I ask, as always, that the source of peace send peace to all people who are mourning and comfort to all people who may feel bereaved. We say one final time together. Amen. I'm not going to let you sit because I'm going to do these announcements very quickly, and then we'll make a Kiddush Torah study tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on Zoom. Mahjong always Tuesdays, 12:30 on campus. Shmooze and Views, our political conversation, Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. If you want to sing and dance with Ken or Josh, you don't have to be younger than 7 years old, but our target audience is younger than 7 years old. Tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. is our Micah Minis. If you are a small business owner, we have Making Connections. You can revel in camaraderie and engage your creativity in its newly formed network. It's called Biz Connect, and the group will meet here at Congregation Micah at 10:30 a.m. this Sunday, the 23rd, actually. Knitting group, Micah Makers, intended to both introduce beginners and provide community to veterans. No matter what your skill level is, you're welcome to join us. There's no registration. You just can come here. Sunday, April 23rd at 10:30 a.m. And our latest West of 65 program, led by Julie Koner, it's going to take place Thursday, April 27th, 11:30 a.m. We're asking you to register by Monday because we're providing lunch. Thank you, Federation. She's going to share her parents' Holocaust story. Big one, Rabbi David Ellenson. This guy is like the mensch of all mensches. He is my personal, as is Rabbi Laurie's mentor. He is the former president of the Hebrew Union College. He's going to be a scholar in residence. He'll be here Friday night speaking, and then the next morning, next Saturday morning, we're not going to have Torah study. We're inviting everybody to join us at West End Synagogue. I'll do a play-by-play on the whole conservative thing. You can meet us 9:15, and then he's going to speak there, and there's a luncheon, a Kiddush luncheon following it. Last, I'm just going to say Mazel Tov and congratulations to Alex. Excellent presentation, and we're excited for tomorrow. Join us online or in person at 10:30 a.m. here in the sanctuary. A special thanks to our guest musicians this evening as well. We can give them a round of applause.
Thank you, Camden and Russell, for being with us.
We make a Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchi lanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrai kodesh זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen.
לחיים.
L'chaim. We got a closing song?
We do.
Is it Oseh Shalom?
No, it's Shabbat Shalom. Close
Okay,
enough.
we'll do this instead.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Let's hear something, Camden. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.